Let's get straight into it. The real reason you feel behind in life is probably not because of other people are ahead. It's because deep down you know you've been hesitating, delaying, watching, overthinking, and ignoring the part of you that realizes you were built for more. And that's the real sting. It's not that life's passed you by. It's that you've been standing still while your potential has been rotting in the background. And the longer that goes on, the heavier it gets on your mind. More frustration, more regret, more self-doubt, more shame. You don't just feel behind compared to other people. You feel behind compared to the man or woman you know you could have become by now. And that's what really eats at you, right? In this video, we're going to look at the psychological causes of this perception of being behind, and I will give you 4 steps to stop yourself in this cycle before it takes over and you can become unstoppable. I'm Andy. I've been a peak performance coach for over 30 years, helping all sorts of people become unstoppable in their lives. And I can tell you this right now. The people who suffer most from feeling behind are not weak people. They're capable people who have just lost momentum. Strong people who have stopped trusting themselves, and people with real potential who got stuck in patterns that slowly just stripped away their edge. So if this sounds like it's you, this is not the time to pity yourself. It's the time to understand what is actually happening and then break it. Most people think feeling behind is about circumstances, right? You don't have enough money, you're not enough success, not enough progress going forward, not enough status in your life. But most of the time, that's not the real issue. The real issue is all internal, right? You're not just reacting to your current results, you're reacting to the gap of who you are to who you could have been. And that's why somebody can have a decent life on paper and still feel like a failure. Because the paper doesn't tell the truth. Your conscience does, right? Your gut knows when you're playing small. Your gut knows when you're hiding. Your gut knows when you're wasting your time, numbing yourself and calling it rest. And when you live too long in conflict with your own potential, the result is predictable. You feel behind. Not because you are losing to everyone else, because you're losing to yourself. So what causes the feeling? Usually it comes from 3 psychological traps. And stick around for the 3rd one because it's the one that really hurts. One is your ignored potential, right? You know there's more inside you. More discipline, more courage, more leadership, more strength, more consistency, more action. There's a ton more in you. But when you keep ignoring that inner call to step up inside yourself, to rise to the occasion, that part of you that wants to rise, the part that keeps you choosing comfort, that war creates frustration because ignored potential doesn't disappear. It just turns into restlessness, then resentment, then self-disgust. Number 2, avoided action. Now, this is a big one. Most adults don't feel behind because they don't know what to do. They feel behind because they've not done what they already need to do, right? They know they need discipline. They know they need to get stronger. They know they need to stop escaping into distractions. They know they need to make the call. The fix is, the conversation is, the truth is, get moving. But they delay. And every delay sends a message to their mind. I don't trust myself to act. That's how confidence dies. Not from failure, not from self-betrayal. 3 is constant comparison. Oh, this one's terrible. This one makes everything worse, right? You spend enough time looking at other people's bodies, other people's businesses, marriages, lifestyles, confidence, progress, and eventually you start to feel weak in your own life. In fact, I got caught in this trap over the weekend. I was sitting there waiting for my family to get ready to go, and I was just casually scrolling through, and without even realizing it, I caught myself falling into a negative mindset, comparing my current physical condition to an article and an image of a guy about my age. Not a problem, except that comparison's dangerous because it drains your energy without giving you any build. It makes you emotionally passive and distracted. You're busy watching them. Your own life sits waiting for you to finally take responsibility. And here's where it gets really ugly. The longer you delay, the more problem stops feeling temporary, right? At first, it feels like you're just off track a bit. Then it becomes disappointment, then guilt, then shame, right? And after enough time, shame starts turning into your identity. Stop saying, I've been avoiding this, and you start saying, maybe I'm just lazy, maybe I'm just weak, this is just who I am. No, that's not who you are. That's not who you've been, that is who you've been practicing to be, right? There's a massive difference between who you are and who you've been practicing to be. It's a pattern that can be broken. If it's conditioning, it can be reversed. If it's self-neglect, it can be replaced with discipline, right? You're not doomed, but you do need to stop lying to yourself. Because every month you stay stuck, it's harder to believe you can change. Not impossible, just harder, which is why now matters. Always right in the now. Not someday, now. Let's look at 4 steps to break this cycle that make it easy. First step is just stop measuring your life against other people. That game never ends. There will always be somebody richer, stronger, younger, further ahead, more polished, more successful. So what, right? Their path has nothing to do with your responsibility. The only comparison that matters is this. Are you stronger than you were? Are you more honest than you were? Are you acting with more discipline than you were? You don't need to beat the world. You just need to stop losing to your lower self. Second, get brutally honest about what you've been avoiding. Because everything you've been dodging is usually the thing that's keeping you stuck. What is it? Is it your health, your weight, your drinking, excuses, marriage, habits, fear of looking stupid, fear of starting over, fear of finding out what you're really capable of? Stop dancing around it. Name it. Write it down. Because you cannot fix what you refuse to face, right? And until you tell yourself the truth, nothing's going to change. Honesty is the first act of power. Thirdly, choose one meaningful challenge and attack it immediately, right now. Not 10 goals, not some perfect plan, not a fantasy version of your future life. One real challenge, one thing. And if you handle it, it would make you respect yourself again. Maybe it's just waking up on time. Maybe it's lifting weights 3 days a week. Maybe it's cutting out the junk food. Maybe it's deleting other distractions. Maybe it's just finishing what you started. Maybe it's having a conversation you've been avoiding. Pick one, just one. Then move, because action creates evidence. Evidence creates self-trust, and self-trust creates confidence, right? Confidence is not built by hype. It's built by keeping your word to yourself all the time. Number 4, track your progress weekly, not hourly. Like, don't look at the micros. One reason people quit is because they obsess over whether they feel different right away. Always the quick fix. And that is weakness talking. Real change is built through repetition, not through your moods. Don't ask every 5 minutes, is this working? Ask every week. Did I do what I said I would do? Did I show up when I didn't feel like it? Did I act like someone rebuilding his or her life? Did I move forward instead of hiding? That's the standard. Weekly proof, weekly wins, weekly progress. That's how momentum's built, right? So let's finish this clean. The cure for feeling behind is not catching up to everyone else. It's moving again yourself. It's getting back into action. It's back into discipline, back to self-respect, back into alignment with the person you know you're supposed to be. Because you start moving, the shame starts losing its grip. Once you start acting, the fog starts lifting. And once you start keeping your word again, you stop feeling helpless. You start feeling dangerous again. Focused, clear, capable, unstoppable. You don't need to rewrite your whole life today. But you do need to stop sitting here, feeding the problem and calling it reflection. At some point, the answer is not more thinking. It's action. Action trumps everything. If this hit you where you needed to hit you, don't just nod and move on. Do something. Grab my free Unstoppable Quick Start program designed to help you rebuild all these things: discipline, confidence, momentum. And if you want accountability and support, then join my free Unstoppable Again school community and I'll help you out there. We can have conversations. I have training videos. I hold calls. And if you're tired of drifting, tired of feeling behind in your own life, get in now. This is your chance to stop the cycle, rebuild your edge, and become unstoppable again.